So everyone's building their own AI agent right now, but is it worth it for a coach like you? Picture this. You feed your voice and your coaching style into Chat GPT, and boom, you've got a custom GPT that can write your emails, brainstorm content, prep client responses, all in your voice. Tempting, right? Well, in this video, I am breaking down what a custom GPT really is and what it's not, why coaches and consultants are jumping on this trend, and my take. I'm talking about the good, the bad, and the, oh, I didn't think about that, but should have. And yes, I'll walk you through how you can build your own for your business. That is, if you believe that's the right move for you. Ready to dive into this? I'm not really, but here we are in this crazy world, so let's do it anyway. Ready, set, let's go.
Hey there, I'm Renee from Raw Branded, and I help aspiring entrepreneurs to identify and package their unique story and genius into an authentic brand and business that attracts their soulmate clients.
Hey there, my beautiful souls. I hope you're taking care and doing well. Full transparency, I co-create with ChatGPT and other AI tools pretty much every day. But when it came down to building a custom GPT, I hesitated. I had an existential pause, okay? Yep, your girl had another AI-induced existential crisis. Did I really want to create a digital twin that mimics my voice, my frameworks, even my essence? You already know that as a coach, I believe that your voice is sacred. I know this because it's taken me far too long before I finally found my own. So I always am telling you to uplift, to embrace, to own your voice, especially after your lived experiences. Your voice is the vessel in which we serve, guide, and transform. So when this came on my radar, I had to ask, is this soul-led or speed-led? I mean, we're still figuring out this tech. It's evolving fast and learning faster than we are. A little scary when you think about it. And every day it's raising some real questions about authenticity and legacy and what makes us human. And look, I don't have all the answers, but I knew if I was going to do this, I needed to build with intention. And I encourage you to do the same. So with that all out of the way, that brings us to the next point. Custom GPT versus regular Chat GPT. Do you even need the custom GPT? If you're still wondering, should I build one too because everybody else is, the truth is you don't need to jump on the GPT bandwagon just because everybody else is. Because here's the thing. This is how I'm using ChatGPT. For my coaching business, I'm using it to co-create soul-aligned content. It's helping me to deepen my messaging. It even says it's functioning as my second brain, and it will bring up and remind me of my brand messages and things I've said before that I may have forgotten. It will remind me so that I can infuse it into my content. It's so crazy, but this is happening. And so overall, I'm able to stay on brand with ease. Very helpful. Separately, with my 9-to-5 job, I'm using ChatGPT to streamline tasks, to write professional content, and to support strategy. So it's functioning for me in a separate way. And with both, super helpful. So I'm conflicted, as you can see. But overall, it's the same tool, different purpose, different energy. So before you build a custom GPT, ask yourself this: do I need my content and my comms to sound more consistent? Maybe that's something you're struggling with. Is that because you're hiring people and now you need your team to be consistent with how they're sounding like you? That may be your situation. Also ask yourself this: are there repeatable workflows that you can just delegate to AI and take the work, take the burden off your plate? Then maybe that's something for consideration and you need a custom GPT. Think about these things. So some of the pros, and I mentioned them before, I'm just gonna list them beside me. You have a means of having a consistent tone across all your client-facing materials, including emails, your website, whatever you're using in terms of content and copy. That's where GPT will help you to make sure that the messaging is consistent. It also saves you time, precious time that you can never get back. Time on content and questions that clients, prospective clients may have, and proposals that may come in. It'll help you with addressing those questions and even tightening your proposals. And it even can act like a mini you when you're off duty. So it's, again, doing the heavy lift for you when you cannot because of lifetime, what have you. There's always some sort of obstacle. And again, it supports your team with brand aligned language. So, oh goodness, so many benefits in that sense. But that being said, let me talk about the cons. It takes real time to train a custom GPT. So it learns about you, gets you right. You have to give it voice notes, examples. You really got to train it like a child before it kind of wraps its coding around you. It may already feel redundant if you're already using ChatGPT deeply. Honestly, if you're just using ChatGPT, your own instance, pretty often, and you've already fed it materials and now it's gotten you pretty much down and it's consistent use with your GPT, then you don't necessarily need to build a custom one. So consider that. And I would say if you're just getting started off on your business and your branding, you're new to this and you don't even know about your branding, how you want to show up online, your messaging, you as a coach, you as a consultant, then it's kind of like cart before the horse. Just pause and make sure that you have your brand dialed in first, your business dialed in first, you have a business framework first, and then you can go and once you have all that together and packaged and clear and you're comfortable with it, it's aligned, then you can create a custom GPT that's based on your business and your brand foundation. Make sense? So the bottom line, the TLDR of it all, if ChatGPT already flows for you, then amazing. Go on ahead and continue working with it. If you're looking to scale, you want to hand off some tasks, you're growing a team, or you want to deepen your digital presence, creating a custom GPT, this could be your next savvy CEO move that you can make. Now, the third thing you want to do is to clarify the job that you want your GPT to do. I didn't want to create a mini-me just for the sake of trendiness. So I had to sit down and ask, what exactly do I want my custom GPT to do? And in case you're still questioning this and wondering, does this make sense for me? Let me run down some use cases for you so you can put it in your mind, chew on it for a bit. So here are a couple of use cases for coaches and consultants. You can have it draft or review proposals in your brand voice. That's nice. So you're having, again, a co-creator, a partner who can help you out. That's huge. Someone who speaks your language, which many of us solopreneurs know there's not always folks who understand our world. So it's great to have your AI who's trained to sound like you and understands your business and aspirations to be able to converse with you and give you valuable feedback. Huge. You can even have it repurpose your video scripts or your podcast scripts for creating content, which you should be doing to market your business. You can use it to simulate your coaching or consulting experience. So you can go back and forth and have it test out different scenarios so that you're better prepared for them. I know it's wild that is even a possibility, but that is a huge help. Let's say you come up with a couple of FAQs and you know that once you're in interviews with prospective clients, these are things they typically ask, whether the client is one-on-one or you're doing consulting for a business. You can then tell your GPT to then practice with you, practice an interview, practice a discovery call, and the two of you can go back and forth so that you can then train yourself on being comfortable in these scenarios. So that leads us with the next question. Does it actually sound like you? It's your voice. Can the AI actually replicate that? Now here's the real tea. I had access to the custom GPT instance for a while, but then I waited, right? I know you're asking me why. I was worried that it wouldn't serve like me. I am very intentional in my messaging, so I wasn't sure if that was something that would carry through with working with any LLM or custom GPT or chat GPT instance. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure that it would serve with discernment. You're asking a lot here for the computer. With discernment, with context, with values, all these things are in my mind. I didn't need it to just say authentic, soulful every 5 seconds. I didn't want it to come across as just like cheesy. I needed it to coach like me and to ask questions like me and to challenge my audience like me, gently challenge you guys. So that meant the work of really mapping out my brand voice which also is a great self-reflective exercise as well. It's great for doing that. Take all that in, the pros, the cons, the reasoning behind it. And then if you feel like, you know what, Ray, I'm still ready to build this custom GPT, well then stay tuned. I'm taking you by the hand. Let's build this thing together. Okay, you're now ready to build your own custom GPT. So what you're going to do is to go to your instance of ChatGPT. The user interface for ChatGPT is constantly being updated. So your instance may look a little bit differently than mine as of right now. What you're going to do is go to GPTs, click on GPTs, then head over to where it says create. So once you click on create, this is where you get into creator mode. If you couldn't find this instance, then go to chat.openai.com/GPT/editor. That will then take you to where you can start creating. Okay, so this part tripped me up because I thought there would be some sort of setup wizard or something. I didn't realize to create it, I'd have to talk to another chatbot. So after figuring that out, I realized, okay, it wants me to know what I'm creating. I went back to my instance of ChatGPT, my AI assistant, and asked them what should I do and how this setup process will be best in my favor. And so I'm going to plop in what we came up with, and that should help you with doing the same. I'm telling it I'd like to create a custom GPT called Raw Branded Assistant that acts as a soulful, strategic brand building guide for coaches and creators. It should reflect my brand tone, which is empowering, clear, and spiritual. And it should help with writing content and brainstorming offers and repurposing materials in my voice, right? That's what you're basically trying to do. So you can use a similar prompt, of course, make it more aligned with your brand. Okay. So it's telling me great vision. That gives a very clear North Star. Thank you, Chat. I suggest a name, Raw Branded Assistant, to match your brand directly and signal that this GPT speaks from inside your world rather than as a generic helper. So does it feel exactly right to you, or would you like a slight variation? For right now, I'm going to say this is good for now, because the beauty of it is I can always go back in here and change the photo. Okay, and so for the sake of time, I did a little hack. I copied this question and went back to my instance of ChatGPT, which, again, I've been working very closely with, so it knows my brand. And I told it, I said, hey, I'm being asked this question. In a nutshell, how can you help me train or help with this setup so that there's some clarity on what my business does and my brand and me? And knowing what it knows, my chat gave me the answer, which is definitely about my assistant would be to help coaches and creators and soulful professionals clarify their brand and identity, messaging, and content strategy in a way that feels emotionally aligned and spiritually grounded. All the things I'm always saying here, right? And the brand feels like home, and it should embody my philosophy of being real, aligned, and whole. All of that good stuff. So answer it in your own way, or if you've been using ChatGPT and it knows your brand already, and now you just created the GPT for whatever reason, you've already nailed that down, then you can just go to your instance of ChatGPT and say, hey, can you help me answer this in a nutshell? Saving time here. So it says beautifully aligned. Now to help me refine how it communicates, how should this Raw Branded Assistant sound when it speaks? For example, should it use intuitive, poetic phrasing, conversational and grounded language, or a mix of both? Both, I'm going to say. Okay, so now I'm plopping in the answer to their question, which is a mix, right? Conversational and also a soulful mentor. So let me go ahead and I elaborate it, but let me answer that question. And now it says, that captures the voice beautifully. By the way, I included some quotes so that it had something to work off of. Things like, let your story be your strategy, and you know, have a brand that feels like home, and any kind of wording that sounds like you. I just put that in quotes. And so again, it says, captures your voice beautifully. Next, what should the assistant avoid doing or emphasizing? For example, certain tones, types of advice, content styles that don't fit the Raw Branded philosophy. What would that be? So again, we're giving it some awareness. We're training the model. BTW, these are such great questions. Again, I was brainstorming with my GPT. What are the no-nos? And of course, it would be what my brand doesn't stand for. Not being transactional, not being performative, not being pushy. It's all about, yes, authenticity, which is, yes, a hackneyed word. It's to death, but it is real, raw. It is what it is. This is the root of my business, my brand, and I've been saying this for like a decade now. So that is something you want to drop, is the knows, what you would not be like, what this custom GPT should avoid. So it's beautifully defined to fine-tune its flow. When someone gives a vague or open-ended prompt like, I need help with my brand, how should Raw Branded GPT Assistant respond? Should it ask clarifying questions first? Intuitively guide with gentle assumptions and questions? This is a very interesting question. Wow. Combination of both, I would think. This is very interesting. So yes, I would want my GPT to ask clarifying questions, ask the right questions, but still also hold space. Not, again, be pushy, not be tone deaf. So it's a combination, but lead with first clarifying, make sure that you're hearing what the person said, like how I coach. And then, go into further with a deeper probing. So that's what I am going to tell. And yes, I've already typed that up. So it is saying, perfect. It now fully reflects your vision and tone, purpose, behavior. You can try it out in the preview chat on the right. Okay. Asking it to help refine a post, clarify an offer, or translate your story into brand language. And it says, would you like to refine anything else about how it interacts? Let me think about that. So at this point in time, I'm going to upload my brand identity doc. I did a quick summary about my brand, who I am, my background, very quickly. In a nutshell, brand tone of voice, examples of that, description of the brand personality. So I'm just going to tell it I have a quick snapshot of my brand identity. I am going to upload a doc with these details, right? I'll help it out. I can't attach the doc, paste details here in the chat. Okay, perfect. Either way works. Great. I'm going to say here you go. So now I'm sharing all those details. Let's see what it says. It's updating. Perfect. I've woven your brand identity, tone, and philosophy. I included that as well, directly into the assistant's foundation. You can now test it in the preview chat by asking it to help refine a post or anything. So would you like me to add a special mode? For example, voice calibration mode or offer clarity flow to make its guidance even more structured for specific use cases. Oh, interesting. So what I did was asked it to, I shared with it a couple of questions, like the framework I use when I'm starting off working with a client. I have a couple of questions. And so I just shared those questions with it. And so it's built this, I'm calling it right now, an offer clarity flow. So what would those questions be? Let's say a client is using this and they want to start the offer clarity flow. Then the assistant will then guide them through it, like they're saying, with the questions, the 7 questions, the prompts that I fed it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend I am trying to be a life coach from, starting my business from scratch. And what I want to do is I'm going to say this to my GPT, which will answer it like I would do. I have onboarding questions in my courses and working with my clients one-on-one. My assistant will function like the onboarding material, again, not replacing me, but helping me, and will then tease out some information, asking the questions that I would ask my clients. So let's do this. I am a new life coach, and let's just put this into starting a business from scratch. And you help me with my offer. So let's see what it says. Absolutely. Let's build a brand and an offer that feels like home. Again, you remember I was talking about those words like feels like home. That's very much the words I fed it. Starting from scratch as a new life coach is both tender and powerful. Again, holding space. So it's speaking like me. I'm picking up on this. You don't need to have it all figured out. We'll let clarity emerge instead of forcing it, right? Some of the things I said. Your story is a strategy, what I said, and this offer will be an extension of you. Again, what I said. We'll move through this offer clarity flow gently, one aligned step at a time. So, step 1, who's this offer for? So, this is when it's going to speak like me and it's going to say, take a deep breath. This isn't about demographics yet. It's about resonance. Again, things I would say. Let's reflect on this. Who do you feel deeply passionate for? Who were you a few years ago? On and on. This would start with the first question about who it's for, but again, speaking like me. So there's a lot of potential here with doing a GPT like this. I'm going to embed mine in my course. The product is you. So if you want to walk through this stuff, this is a part of my course, this Custom GPT part, which will help you start, fast tracking the process of thinking through your business and your brand. What is your niche? And nailing down your niche, basically. There's so much potential here. So dive in and play away. So now that I like the direction where it's going, I'd offer to write a description of it. And I say, thank you. Feel free to write that description about the Custom GPT and tell me more about where to place the description. All right, let's see. And so now I'm at the fun part now. Yay. Here's a short branded launch description I can use. Perfect. It's telling me it's by me. It's more than a strategy. Start your content repurposing flow, which, externally I wouldn't use it for that. Maybe I would create something else for this. Good. So it said where to place the description. Once I'm inside the GPT editor and I need to put the details, once I'm in the GPT editor, I'll see the GPT details and then I can choose to share it publicly or privately. All right, so I'm just going to tell it we're all set. If I go over to configure, I can then change a couple of things like what it's called. Is it Raw Branded Assistant or I call it something else? I can edit the description. You can always refine it. You can go ahead and adjust it as needed. When I go to GPTs, I can then head over. You can see this option now, my GPTs, and then you have a list of the ones you created. And I have my Raw Branded Assistant and it's accessible right now only to me. And I can then click on this dot to delete it if I wanted to, or I can edit it, which will bring you back to the conversation here. Here's your GPT, and then you can ask the chatbot any questions you have to help refine this GPT. So you'd work side by side, asking the questions on the left, and then it's refining your GPT on the right, and you can test it. So very interesting, right? So many possibilities. And that's it. Totally amazing. So now you've seen it. You know what a custom GPT is, why you might need one, and how exactly you can build it in a way that actually feels like you. You can build with soul, and you will create a digital extension of your genius when the time is right. If you want more support using ChatGPT or Custom GPT, then download my free guide below. It includes tips on how to find your brand voice, your unique voice, strategies for your business, and must-have essentials before you hit create. And if this video was helpful for you, then a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can keep seeing videos like this one in your feed. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.